That's gaining so much attention that another show is being added at the Fusion Theater Company, maybe if everything goes swell. So it's called The Miracle of Ballydonal. Actors Ross Kelly and Bruce Holmes are here this morning. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Kind of a different, maybe, setup here. Not quite a full-blown production yet. Let's talk about what this is.
Well, it's a staged reading,
Okay.
so it's a play that's in workshop right now. It's not a full-blown production, and it's what we do is you kind of do a staged reading where you stage some of the blocking and stuff like that, but people will likely have scripts in hand. But the interesting about this staged reading and that what Fusion does is that they're an equity company, so they bring like the A game to everything. So it'll have some stage elements. There'll be a full lighting, grid going on and design. And then this is actually being staged in a pub because the show it's an Irish show in an Irish pub, and the audience is going to be part of that pub. So there's going to be like, pub tables around. There'll be, shots of Jameson and bar fights, hopefully. So.
Okay, so in an Irish pub, Irish accents, is that something that y'all are going to be doing?
I hope not.
We're going to be trying.
Okay, interesting.
No, of course you got to have an Irish accent in an Irish pub play. Got to.
There you go.
Or we'll do our best.
Step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about what it's about? I mean, have y'all looked at the scripts yet? Is this something that you're familiar with?
I can't talk about that.
No, it's about these people in a very small Irish village that was founded by a guy named Donal, and the village is Ballydonal.
Okay.
And there are Donals, there are MacDonalds, there are McDonalds, there are Donaldsons, there are Donnellys, and they're all sort of
And a Jackson.
And a Jackson, that's right, that's right. And they're all very closely related, so they have to be careful who they get together with and marry. And there are villages that are close by certain villages that the men will move to if they're too closely related, and then a different village where the women will move to. And it gets very confusing, and there's two people that are in love, but they don't think they can get married because they don't have the right lineage.
Okay.
Yeah, the name. Yeah.
Is it a comedy then?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I like this.
It's,
but
yeah.
If it's in a pub, are we talking maybe mom and dad date night, not quite family, or would you think kids?
Depends on how progressive you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not something that I would take my 10-year-old to, but I would probably take my 13-year-old to maybe.
There's a little bit of language and
Yeah.
a little bit of suggested things.
I don't think it's outly inappropriate though for the PG-13 audience.
Okay.
But it's an Irish play in an Irish pub, so there's definitely some some language and some
drinking
content,
and
a lot of drinking.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe teens and up would be a safe bet. And we were talking during the break, very popular already. So if we're looking for tickets, where do we go, and when are we looking as far as the stage reading? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Okay, stage reading.
It is. It's this Thursday through Sunday.
Thursday.
There's 5 performances.
Okay.
We're looking to possibly add another one because it's almost completely sold out. I think there's only tickets left for one performance Saturday night right now.
Okay.
But if you can go to the website and just check the website. They'll update it with new information. It's www.fusionabq.org.
Okay.
And so yeah, if there's tickets left, that's where you'll find them. And if they add a show, you'll find out that there as well.
Sounds good. The Miracle of Ballydonal, right?
That's
Did
right.
you get that right?
Yeah.
We appreciate you gentlemen being on today. It sounds funny to me. I mean, I think it'd be a very kind of interesting experience being a part of it with the Irish pub tables
It's
and everything.
laugh out loud funny. I haven't read a script that made me laugh out loud in a very long time.
Same with me.
Oh, there
Very,
you go.
very
So
fun.
high
Bruce will be very
expectations.
funny in it. I'm sure.
Well, we appreciate you guys being on, and of course, we're going to have a recap to everything we talked about today on our website later on this afternoon at foxnewmexico.com.